Coach, was that a hero performance out of Aiden? I mean, you only got 3 innings out of Ben, and for him to come in and pitch 5, so effectively.
Sure was, man. We pitched Hageman and Reed yesterday, so ideally you wouldn't want to pitch either of those guys today. Give them a day's rest so they can be the hero tomorrow. So not just winning the game, but saving all those other guys at the back of the bullpen was really important, and that's kind of a unique role for him. What he did today is what he's done a bunch this year, come in when the starter gets in a little bit of trouble, and he's got a history of being a starting pitcher, so he can get into a pretty deep pitch count. So bringing him in the third or fourth and expecting him to finish the game is something he's pretty capable of doing.
You mentioned after yesterday's game you were going to consider jumping the batting order around. When you're going through and identifying that, you look at the matchups, obviously recent performance a little bit. What made you settle on Logan, bumping him up to the 2 spot?
Yeah, he's just been pretty steady. He's if you guys have seen him play, he's hit so many balls to the warning track this year. He could really have 8 or 10 homers. He normally doesn't strike out much. He can hit the ball behind runners when they're on first or second. He really is a prototypical 2-hole guy for those reasons. He doesn't run great, but we just want to get our best hitters to the plate as much as you can. If you look at over the course of the season, the guys that hit first and the second in the lineup are going to get 15 or 20 more at-bats than the guys that hit at the bottom, just because the game has to end at some point and somebody gets left in the on-deck circle. So he's swinging a pretty hot bat, and thankfully that Abner Doubleday made the field 90 degrees today. If he would have made it 75 degrees, some of those balls would have been foul. That right field corner was pretty good to us today. So, but we've done that. He's done that. Dane's done that. Barry's done that. Wallace has done that. We have some guys with some opposite field power.
You feel like you got the offense back on track a bit, not just with the home runs, but being a little more aggressive on the base paths?
Yeah, we kind of take what they give us. We don't run just to run. We run when we need to run, and there were some opportunities to run today. And just because you do that, it changes the way pitchers pitch to you. They get a little bit worried about a guy on first base, and all of a sudden you get a fastball to hit instead of a breaking ball, or tries to be too quick to the plate and misses in the middle. And that has a lot to do with why we hit the homers, is the fact that we came out running a little bit. Even when J.J. got thrown out in the first inning, at least the pitcher knows, hey, when they get over there, I got to pay attention to 2 things here instead of 1. So it helps in a lot of different ways.
Coach, I'll ask you the same question I asked them. Was there a point in this game where just the way they were performing kind of reminded you of the team that you saw for the first 40-some games of the season?
When the game ended and the Mountaineers won, that reminded me of this season, because we've done that a lot. Haven't done it a lot lately, but that just feels great to get in that huddle out there again. And when we, about a third of the way into the season, I told them we're not going to huddle up after we lose a game, because after you lose a game and people are emotional, sometimes you get mad at people and say things you don't want to say. So when we lose a game, we don't huddle up in the outfield like most teams. We wait till the following day till Coach Mays gets a good night's sleep, if he gets one, so I can say the right thing, So we haven't huddled up much lately, but ever since we started doing that at the midway point, we started winning a lot. So, but it's nice to get back together with them again, and everybody's feeling good. And everybody said the same thing. Shouldn't have let us win one. You let us win one, we got a chance of getting on a roll here. So, I think everybody's feeling pretty good. Dane Leonard and JJ both wore each other's batting practice tops today by accident, so they'll be doing that again tomorrow. So we're going to try and stick to the routine that's working.
You're going to have some scouts thinking JJ's a switch hitter.
I know, right? I don't care at this point. It's pretty easy to identify JJ when he's standing in the box.
Good point. Speaking of Dane, though, another good showing from him at the plate. What are you seeing from the dugout about his at-bats this weekend?
When you juggle the lineup, you move Logan up from the 9-hole to the 2 spot. That's a different mentality doing that. And it's also different for Dane. Dane was in our 3 and 4 hole when the season started. You put him down at 8th and take some pressure off of him. Hey, I don't have to hit homers in the 8 hole. I just have to get on base and do my thing. And sometimes that works that way too. So you don't put guys in spots of the lineup for the same reason all the time. You just move them around to take pressure off of them and try and never put a slow guy in front of a fast guy, that type thing. So I was just about this close to leading JJ off and putting the other 8 names in a hat and just letting them draw it out of there, because it really doesn't matter, because all the guys in our lineup have hit. Like I said, Dane's hit 3rd, 4th, and 8th. Barry's hit 7th. He's hit leadoff. He's hit 3rd. Our guys, we don't have superstars other than JJ. We just have a bunch of guys that are role players and just try and grind out at bats and get on base. So some of them are hot some days and some of them aren't. But you hope they all get hot at the same time.
Same idea for slotting Tevin back where he started in the 9 hole, take a little bit of pressure off, put him back in that turnaround spot with JJ.
Yeah, Tevin's deal is hitting in front of JJ. If JJ's second, Tevin's first, he's in front of JJ. If JJ's first, that means Tevin's 9th. So you put him 9th, and he probably takes a deep breath, relaxes, and gets on base 5 times today. So, it doesn't always work that way, but sure did work out today.
Got an idea of who you're pitching tomorrow?
Next question, please. I do not. Yeah, Aiden Major's not starting tomorrow. No, we'll talk about that and see who the options are. But that's the reason we started a lot of different guys in those midweek games this year, to give a lot of different guys experience, because we knew this day was coming where somebody was going to have to get a start, and you didn't want it to be their first start.
Any further questions for Coach Mazey?
Okay, good. Thank you.
Good.